Fellow African people, my name is Sifiso Makoso. I'm coming to you live in the city of Durban, the smiling coast and the warmest city of South Africa. This is Durban City where I'm coming from. I'm coming to introduce to you the movement that I'm in by the name of Southern African Liberation Youth Movement. This movement actually aims to promote the integration within the African youth and to give a political perspective in the African matters, because we also believe that African issues should be solved by African resolutions, not the outsiders' resolutions. So when we are talking about, I'm coming to you to actually to start by introducing Southern Africa. To those who doesn't know what is Southern Africa, I'm gonna briefly explain to you. Southern Africa is the southern part of Africa, which consists of the countries which I can just name. It's Angola, it is Malawi, it is Botswana, it is Mozambique, it is Zambia, it is Zimbabwe, it is Namibia, it is South Africa, it is Lesotho, it is Swaziland. So that southern region of Africa is well known as SADC region, Southern African Developing Countries, SADC. In this region, most of the countries were colonized by British, Great British, yes. Those are the countries like Zambia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, South Africa, Swaziland, Lesotho, Malawi. Then you have other countries that were colonized by the Portuguese, which I can name. We got Mozambique and Angola. Those were the former Portuguese colonies. And also Namibia is a former German colony. It was well known as a southern Southwest Africa by the name. Yeah, I think the name was Southwest Africa, and we were South Africa. Botswana was Bechuanaland. Zambia was North Rhodesia. Zimbabwe was Southern Rhodesia. Malawi was Nyasaland. Botswana was Bechuanaland. Mozambique has been Mozambique. So I'm giving you this perspective of Southern Africa so that you will understand this block and where we are coming from. This movement actually aims to empower the youth and to integrate the youth into thinking alike with the same mentality, to try and dismantle the colonial legacy in our minds that has been left by colonialism, and so in South Africa, apartheid also. So, my fellow African people and people in the diaspora, I want to touch base on these following key issues that SADC region is really facing. As we know very well that there are a lot of grievances in all African states, especially West African states, where we can name 4 countries that are now under military rule through the grievances of the masses on the ground, which ask the military personnel to come and take the country for the masses, because their grievances is also linked with French exploitation of their resources. So it's something similar with us here in Southern Africa. In Southern Africa, we are exploited. We are exploited by British and America. Here we are our mining resources are being taken by a company called De Beers, which was Anglo-American Mining Corporation, which was also which is owning a lot of mines here in Southern Africa, De Beers. So we are still in a colonial yoke. We are still in a colonial yoke. We haven't seen any much progress, and we are hoping to see a lot of progress and to integrate with the youth in that is in the African diaspora. I have a lot of things to share with you guys regarding political instabilities, the corruption of our African president as a whole, not just southern region, but the manipulation of our states by the external forces. When I'm talking about the external forces, you must know that I'm talking about the West Britain, I'm talking about the West, that includes Britain, that includes America. I'm talking about West Europe over here, because I really think it is very important for us when we're talking about Europeans to classify, because it is very much fair to classify that West Europe or East Europe. You understand me? Because in East Europe, you have countries that have never colonized Africa at all. East Europe at all. Some of these countries you might never even know, because they are not well known, because they've never done anything to you. There's no country that speaks Serbian here, Slovak from Slovenia or Slovakia. Those are European countries. There's no country that speaks Lithuania. There's no country that speaks Georgia, just speak Belarus, all those countries in Eastern Europe, they've never touched us, they've never harmed us. So it is very important for us to specify when we are talking about imperialism that it is only West Europe and the America which is in the neck of the African people, who are making sure that the African people, they do not rise at all, because they want us to remain in these unsatisfactory conditions where our people are very poor, and we are sincerely hoping that the African leaders and the African youth, now they will take their destination to their own hands. Here in South Africa, we have a party by the name of Economic Freedom Fighters, which is a political party that aims to reverse all the colonial legacies and apartheid legacies. It is the one that we are hoping that it will make a lot of difference in our lives as a youth. And also as a youth, I believe that we mustn't sit down and watch like we are watching a TV. I believe that we should take a stand in making sure that African people are in a state that is satisfactory, because you can see the African youth are drowning in the Mediterranean Sea. They are drowning in the Mediterranean Sea, crossing to have thinking that they will have a better life in Europe. While these Europeans, they are coming to Africa and exploit our minerals, and our youth are going there to the exploiters to go and seek for a greener pasture. And they are drowning over there. They are drowning over there in searching for a greener pasture in Europe. So the questions becomes, what is it that makes our African youth prefer to go and drown in the Mediterranean Sea in seeking greener pastures in Europe, not in their home continent, Africa? It's because of our African leaders. They've betrayed us. All of them, they've betrayed us. We are in the state as an African people because of them. Well, thank you so much for looking at my video and to listen. Take a listen. And take a moment to listen to my video. I truly appreciate it, and I hope more content will amaze you, as I'm still going to bring you hottest content, very, very hottest content in the African continent and the world geopolitics as a whole. My name is Sifiso, the African son of the soil in the smiling coast of South Africa. Peace.